Hi, I'm Julia Sarmington from Symphysis Yoga and Healing with another video from Yoga Spiritually. And we're talking today about hamstrings. Hamstrings are, I'm just turning around so you can see, they're the muscles that run from your sit bones. You've got two of them, one in each buttock, and they run down to the back of the knee. Some of them attaching, there's 4 of them, and some of them attach above the knee, some of them below the knee. And they enable you to bend forward without bending your back too much. So if these muscles are tight, when you bend forward, you'll be bending just your back. But if you want to pick up something from the floor without bending your knees, then getting these hamstrings long enables you to bend forward much further. In yoga, you'll find that if your hamstrings are tight, it'll impact on your lower back, not just in yoga, but in life as well. And often you'll find that your back muscles are having to do much, much more than they're actually designed for. So it's useful to lengthen these muscles here. Now, when we live our daily life, we use muscles, we do things that make them tight. And one of the things that we do is we walk. So each time we take a step, we're tightening these muscles, so we're battling uphill a little bit. So we have to do quite a bit of stretching to balance out the tightening that's happening with walking and other things that we do in daily life. So one of the simplest things to do is, first of all, understand that these sitting bones here, the further we can get them away from the knees with the legs straight, the better. Now, that's not going to happen in 5 minutes. It happens over time. And as long as we keep putting a bit of energy into that. So if we can get these sit bones coming up and up and up as we bend forward, and keep asking our back to let go and these sitting bones to go higher and higher. Now, I just did a little movement there where I actually asked the back of the legs to lengthen and lifted my sit bones up. Now, you may not have even noticed it, but just keep in mind these attachments here for all of those hamstring muscles have to go up higher. Now, if you bend the knees, which might be great for your back, then you're not going to get the same length on the sit bones, on the hamstrings. So it doesn't matter if you're up here. Over time, your body will gradually start to go further forward. So that's one thing to have in mind. Another thing to have in mind, and I'm just going to change the angle of the screen so that you can see both my feet. A simple way to stretch the hamstrings. So that's one version. Another version is taking the feet apart. So we're also stretching the muscles on the inner legs, and then bending forward, taking the hands to the floor. Or if you can't reach the floor, put your hands onto something. That might be a chair or some blocks or whatever you need. Be creative. But I'm using the floor so that you can see. And have the feet firmly in contact with the floor with a bit of an arch on your foot. So don't collapse the arches, because that will mean the outside edge of the feet will lift up. And the feet are parallel, pointing forward. And keep lifting those sit bones up so that you'll get, the head will come down a bit closer towards the floor. Yeah. Then bend one knee. So this other leg, you get a bit more stretch on the outer ankle, on the inner thigh, and the knee is bending towards where the foot is. And change legs. Now you can hold that. And keep swapping from side to side. It's simple, but it works. So spend a bit of time doing this. And another one that I like to add in as I'm doing this is I just turn. I have one foot slightly to the right, another one slightly to the left, and I do a lunge. So that gives me some stretch on the front of the thigh as well. And lunging into that with a lot of action through the heel. Just keeping my head up. So I'm on the fingertips here. It's because it's not so easy for me to come down onto the palms. And then I just walk my hands around the other way. You might prefer to step forward and change. That's entirely up to you. So you could spend 10 minutes having a play with that. And then just straightening the legs and holding on to the ankles or the feet and just letting gravity take you down. All the time you have to keep talking to your body and say to those sit bones, I want them up higher. I want them up higher. I want more. And then also be prepared that it's a conversation that you're having with your body. I'm just walking my feet in now to come up and coming up. And in that conversation with your body, listen to what your body is saying to you. It might say to you, that's all I've got. That's all I've got today. And we just have to be happy with that. If that's all the body's got, that's all the body's got today. But tomorrow's a different day, and you might have a whole lot more. There's a whole lot of different things that influence it. It can be related to what time of day it is, what you've done during the day, what the weather is, all sorts of different things. So listening to your body is one of the greatest things that you can learn from yoga, and particularly when you're practicing yoga spiritually. We're meant to be connected. That's what synthesis means. So if you can connect with your body, you'll have more harmony as you work with it rather than fighting it to get it to do something that it says, no, I don't want to do that. I can't do that. That's not great for my joints. Okay, so there's a few tips for you with hamstrings. Not the complete answer, but that'll get you started. Okay, Julia Sarmington, Synthesis Yoga and Healing, with another tip of how to use yoga spiritually to find harmony and peace in your body. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.